Hello and welcome to another short drawing lesson. This week we're going to draw the fabulous Ghostbusters car, or is it the Ectomobile, Ecto 1. So quite a good cartoony car, so you can't go too far wrong with this. It will just add more character if your proportions end up a bit off. So the first thing we'll do is a front wheel over here. Make sure you leave plenty of room behind because it's really long, and also quite a lot of room above because it's quite tall. So lightly draw the front wheel over here and then measure 4 wheels further back before you do the next one. So measure 1 wheel, 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. And here we only need the bottom half of the wheel, not even that. Just the bottom part of another wheel. And then for the overhang at the back, we need another 1.5. So I only just fitted that in. So long. Probably the longest car we've done so far. At the front, we need an overhang, quite a big one as well. Just about 3/4 of a wheel, I think. So about there. Now, about half a wheel above your front wheel, that's going to be the top edge of our bonnet. And we want to start horizontal for most of it and then droop off as we get to the back here. Once we get in front of the back wheel, start sloping downwards to meet this line at the back. So here we go. Use the swing of your arm to get a nice curve there. See how I'm drawing quite lightly for now. At the front it has a slight taper and it makes a feature there. And the top of the wheel arch is kind of squared off as well, so we lose the top half of that wheel. And we've got a bumper, big chrome bumper, that's just a little bit lower than the centre of this wheel at the front. And it has sort of a larger section at the bottom and then a smaller detail, something like that. And sitting in that space above is your headlight. And then we've got a small slope at the front of the wheel arch and a longer slope at the back. We'll put the floor in because that'll be useful just to see what we're looking at. And then this middle section can be quite low to the ground. I think it's quite funny to see makes the car feel like it's heavily laden. So we'll just droop that down. When we get to the back wheel, it can step up a little bit, go horizontal, and then once you get past the wheel, taper up to meet this back line again. So we've got our bottom part of the car there. We'll put some suggestions of where the doors go. So these are all quite easy because they're verticals. So we've got one vertical just ahead of the back wheel, and we've got one not quite as far back as this one wheel mark from there. So come forward a little bit, just on there. And then looking at the 2 doors, it's pretty much this halfway between. You can do another vertical there. So this is your front door, back door. And then above the front door there, you can add a curve. And then we've got this forward sloping A-pillar, which is quite unusual, not for cars of that time. And that tells us where the windows, the top of the windows start. So they're pretty much horizontal. They start sloping up for a bit to start with, and then continue horizontal till they get about halfway along this gap here, that with this overhang. If we come up, that's about where the back edge of your car should be, the top part. And it's got a really tall roof just to get a bit more headroom, which also comes to that part. And now the windscreen, not too steep, not too shallow, not a sporty car, this one. So something like that. And we've got our basic silhouette. So now we've got all the fun stuff. This car's all about exciting details. To start with, we'll just put these again vertical pillars in for the windows. We've got another one there, And then we've got a slightly sloping one at the back here. And right, details. So the obvious ones, some door handles. We've got a big fin that needs to go on here, which I completely missed. Starts just at the back edge of this door, comes up. Once it gets to this pillar part here, it starts to go sort of horizontal. And it makes a nice arrow shape. And on there, we've got a nice rocket-shaped, bullet-shaped light. Don't know how I missed that. That's such an important part. And right, back to the details. We've got top edges of the doors. And then on the roof, just starting where this pillar is, we've got a roof rack. It starts here, it ends about halfway between these two windows. And it has a sloping section, then a box, just a roof rack with a couple of legs to hold it to the roof. Inside there we've got some canisters of some sort, little dials. On top of there are various boxes. You can kind of make some of these up as long as there's some scientific looking stuff on the top. There's like a canister and has an arm coming off it for some reason. This canister has a little dome on it. Here we've got another box with another bracket, and on that bracket is another kind of, it's like a radar beacon or something. Now in front of this we've got some police lights, like you get on a police car or something in America. And there's another one of those at the back. They're just kind of, what are they, trapezoid? Not sure what that shape that is. And ahead of those we've got some big chrome lights, same at the back. And some giant lights or something up there, some big shiny domey things. Down here we've got a rear view mirror, quite normal, and another spotlight. We've got some little chrome tabs. And at this point we can start sort of giving the car a bit of depth. So we can show the wheels on the far side. We can press harder on these undersides of things where it's darker and in shadow. You definitely see the wheels on the far side at the back. Such a long car. Under here we've got some exhausts. We've got a couple of big hoses that come off the roof rack and plug in down the side there. It's up to you how much detail you put into all this stuff. Just trying to get the basic shapes down. These canisters need some kind of straps on. And we'll just fill in this arch a little bit. A bit of shading over the front wheel. And we'll just darken the underside, of the interior in there. Again, that'll add a bit of depth to the car. So you can perhaps see the pillars on the far side. And we need the important logo on the side, which has a little ghost, a couple of eyes. And is that all the details now? Maybe we just darken under there a little bit. Darken the floor as if it's in shadow. darken the underside of our stuff on the roof just so that it looks a bit more three-dimensional. For chrome stuff like these lights, you can add a little line halfway up them. It's like a reflection of the horizon, just makes it look a little bit shiny. Maybe you can see the steering wheel in there. A few little scuffs and things. It's been in an adventure. And that should be something a bit like the Ghostbusters ambulance. Hope you found that fun. It's nice to get back into doing these again. I've sort of had a bit of a break over Christmas. But let me know in the comments if there's a car you'd like me to try next. I've got quite a list to get through, but I'll try and do them all eventually. But otherwise, like and subscribe. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon.